Alright, so as many of you know, Paper Mario Origami King just recently released on the Nintendo Switch, and I kind of wanted to put together like a little early review video for anybody who might be on the fence, like I was a lot leading up to it. But here we are on Metacritic right now, which for any of you who don't know, Metacritic is like a review aggregate site where they just basically compile all the like big time game review sites and then just like average out the score. And that's what this 81 here is. I don't know the exact formula on how they do it, like if it's just a straight average or if they like take out outliers or whatever. And I've also put in a couple hours into the game, so I'll give my thoughts based on those few hours afterwards. But I think this will generally give you the better indicator, since these are reviewed by people who've mostly played probably through the entire game or close to it. And usually right here there's user reviews, which can be hit or miss. It's complicated to say. You know, for example, Pokemon Shield is a good example. A lot of these, like the user reviews, can be subject to like review bombing and stuff for people who are just angry about the game. Here we go. I'll show you an example. So Pokemon Sword and Shield, 80 from Metacritic, which I think is about right. That's kind of what I gave it in my review. But then of course you got the user reviews over here, which is at 4.5. Due to the anger for, like, you know, stuff like the national decks not being included and other stuff. People were mad at Game Freak, understandably so. And then, you know, you get that. But anyways, so yeah, I'd pay more attention to this, because I mean, you got the problem with reviewers and whatever, and like, you know, their views can be swayed, or I mean, anyways, I don't want to get too much into that, but this is a good it's a good way to get early reviews on the game and kind of see what you're gonna be getting yourself into with these games. Of course, they start with the highest review up top. So first of all, okay, yeah, positive reviews, 44. So far it's got 44 positive reviews, 9 mixed reviews, and 0 negative reviews. I'm not sure what the threshold is for mixed reviews. I can scroll down and find out. It's probably like 70, I presume. Yeah, okay, so that's where it turns you out. Yeah, okay. So anything like 70 and, I don't know, like 50 or something, or 60 would be mixed reviews. Anything above 70 would be a positive review. So, as you can see, comicbook.com gives it a perfect score. While they immediately point out a flaw right in the first sentence, but they give it a perfect score. But it's their opinion. But see, you know, a lot of these are sites a lot of people probably haven't heard of, to be honest with you. Nintendo Insider gave it a 90. Heard of them. Games Radar gave it a 90. I mean, you can pause while I'm scrolling down if you want to read any of these specifically. I'm just going to kind of scroll through this. Screen Rant gave it a 90. The Italian sector of IGN gave it an 87, while the Spain one only gave it an 85. Let's see. So not a lot of these really high reviews are from like really well-known review sites. I mean, I've heard of a couple of them, but I mean, US Gamer, okay, Trust Reviews I've heard of, GameSpot. Okay, see, now these right in this 80 range seems to be like the big time game review sites are putting it at. So that's probably where I guess you can expect it to be. Destructoid, Game Informer 78, IGN gave it a 70. That's a little rough. Truly likable game despite the shallowness of its new spin on gameplay. Its characters are winsome, its visual design is gorgeous, and its world is fun to explore, and its storytelling is outside the box and playful. At the same time, however, it could be so much more. Combat is largely unfulfilling, and your journey as a whole lacks meaningful choices. For a series with RPG roots, that's a real shame. Okay, and see, I like how they give the synopsis too. You don't have to like click on the full review right here to actually see what it is. You can just kind of read it right there. As for the IGN review, my take on it, yeah, Paper Mario is an RPG at its roots, it's not an RPG anymore. If you go to the Nintendo page, let's see, Origami King. If you go to the Nintendo page, I don't think it says it's an RPG. I know a lot of people would like it to be an RPG. Yeah, it's an action adventure, no RPG. And people expect it to be an RPG, but it's not. So I can't really take that as a knock on it. But I get it. A lot of people wanted to return to those roots. But it hasn't been a real RPG in years. Which is unfortunate. The battle, what did they say? Combat is largely unfulfilling. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. And I'll give my take on this. I'm trying to keep my opinions on my portion of the review out of this for now. But yeah, combat. So in Paper Mario games, for me personally, combat has kind of been like a secondary or even tertiary kind of thing for me. Paper Mario games always shine with their witty writing, art style, and their little puzzle elements in it. The combat has always been just like a side grind for me to level up. So their positives are all kind of things that I'm looking for in this game. And their negatives are kind of things that I wasn't really looking forward to too much anyways. Unfulfilling doesn't necessarily mean it's a drag. Well, it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's not good. So it's just kind of there. Your journey as a whole lacks meaningful choices is kind of a bummer. But 70. I mean, whatever. 70 is not terrible. It's just a little underwhelming. But PC Mag. What is PC Mag? Fun, colorful JRPG. Okay. That trips itself up by either overthinking or underthinking one of its core elements. Besides the highly entertaining boss fights, the unsatisfying puzzle-based combat system misses the mark. Okay. More unsatisfying combat system. So largely what you're getting out of these reviews, and what I'm getting, you guys can take what you want from it. I don't want to speak for you guys, but it seems that the game is a lot of fun to explore. The visuals and art style are really good. The writing and dialogue are on point. Which those factors are the biggest charm of Paper Mario for me, anyways. And that's just my personal take on that. Combat has always been whatever. It was fun in Thousand Year Door in the first one. It's kind of been a drag or unfulfilling, as they said, in Sticker Star and Color Splash. I never played the Super Paper Mario, so I can't speak on that, but that's my take on those four, and that's my take on these reviews. So take that as you will and do with it what you want, but an 81 as a aggregated score from Metacritic is fairly decent. You can chime in here later with the user reviews. I don't know when they'll be up. The game just released. I don't know how long after release it came up. But anyways, okay. So that's it for the critic reviews. That's what they think so far. Okay, so I myself have just put about 3 hours into the game. It's not a lot to really make a truly fair and accurate judgment because a lot can change in the next 15 hours of gameplay. But so far I'm having a really good time with it. Most of the reviews we just looked at kind of sum up my feelings on it. The characters are really well written, amusing and lively. The game is also very visually satisfying. The colors just straight out pop. The environments are lively and bright. The overall look is just fantastic. Olivia as a companion character is also very likable. During the first hour or so of the game though, she sort of fell victim to the whole overly intrusive companion character trope that Nintendo has been just cramming into every game lately. And it was a little annoying, but other than that, she's an extremely likable character. The combat though is more or less just a change of pace. I'm not particularly thrilled about battling by any means, but I'm also never annoyed by it, if that makes sense. The new combat system is something new and fresh for the Paper Mario series, but it just doesn't really hit with me, and it seems like a lot of people are on the same boat. So far, it seems to be an upgrade from Sticker Star and Color Splash, albeit not a massive one or anything, but definitely an improvement nonetheless. I give it a thumbs up and say give it a go. I think most of the more negative reviews come from those who want it to be an RPG, and the more positive reviews come from those who have accepted that it's not going to be an RPG, but an action-adventure game with some RPG elements. Essentially, if you want a Paper Mario RPG, you likely aren't going to get it here, it seems. But if you want an action-adventure game with RPG elements, with all the heart and charm of Paper Mario, this game seems like it will absolutely check those boxes. If you're like me and are happy with either, give Paper Mario Origami King a serious look. I don't think I'm going to be let down, and I don't think you will either. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you all later.